Now, one other thing to note, this is swordless, so that'll change how they have to interact with some of the dungeons and some enemies.
Yeah, and any spot that would have previously required a sword, they've worked ways around it, and we're starting off with a blue potion in Link's house and a fire bar outside.
Oh, there's a couple of thieves outside of Link's house. Now I'm wondering if the damage is also shuffled, because I've seen that as well.
I guess we will see once they get hit by something, but that can always be a lot of fun, especially if the enemies also have random health amounts. It can be interesting to see an enemy that goes down in one hit, but will also kill you in one hit.
We've already seen some Lionels outside of Link's house as well, and ACM getting the silver arrows from the dam south of Kakariko Village.
Yeah, and jkoper is picking up his hammer in the basement to Blind's house. I didn't see which entrance he went into to get into here, but he's about to walk out of it, so we will see.
Now, the sanctuary entrance is located inside the Lost Woods this time around.
And it looks like people are saying we had the bow in the lumberjack drop down.
Oh, where was that? I missed that.
I think it might have been the vanilla spot, actually. We'll see as JC hops in there and checks for us. Yeah, it was vanilla.
And Kohrek has already found Ganon's tower.
Yeah, Ganon's tower can be very nice early on in Entrance Shuffle. It's so many item locations. Quite a few required items to get through all of them, but once you've picked up a couple of items that you can use in there, you get a lot of access to potential item drops.
Right now, though, they only have access to the first 2 items, and it's just keys. Well, Acmlm has just bought property in Kakariko, apparently, because both entrances to the house next to Blind's hut are Acmlm's Tower 1 and Ganon's Tower.
Oh no, and JC dropped down planning to get the sanctuary items, and that little hopping guy, I don't know what they're called, jumped right into him, killed him in one hit.
Phew, I know those things do a lot of damage in vanilla.
And we've got the red cane from the thief's hut, which I don't think was in the forest.
I can guarantee that it wasn't in the forest.
The Kakariko well.
Now, since the dam was in some of the early spots here, that means we won't have to worry as much about Swamp Palace should it be required.
Yeah, as long as the dam has been activated, unlike in vanilla, it will stay activated. So when you find Swamp Palace when you find the inside of Swamp Palace, it'll be ready. The dam will be drained in the light world. They won't have to go back and find that again.
So, Kakariko has, I believe, a pair of double-doored houses, so that's 4 possible locations for a dungeon. I don't think they've checked Race Game yet.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen any of them head down in that direction. We do have the inside of the Kakariko well here, and also I see Checkerboard Cave giving us the cape, which I believe jkoper already grabbed. And Kohrek is bringing the bottle vendor a fish. Oh, we've got flippers from the well for Acmlm.
I believe I saw an 8-bomb drop for that fish, so Kohrek's got a lot of his bombs back. He'll be set for a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like a bomb drop, 20 rupees, and I saw his magic also fill up, so I think a full magic refill was in there as well.
Oh, it looks like Kohrek is going to try to do Tile Room.
What has happened to him there? Speaking of him doing Tile Room, what did he do?
Yeah, so I'm glad I'm not the only one seeing this. I'm thinking it's a glitch where you get knocked into the wall while you use cape. The cape doesn't use magic. That's... Yeah, it's cape against the wall, not using magic.
Yeah, it looks like holding onto the wall with cape. Interesting.
Only problem is, wait, was he stuck in bunny form? Yeah, the catch of Tile Room is all the enemies still have to die, and he did not kill the Helmosaur. And I thought he had Red Cane to be able to kill it.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure what happened there. I wonder if he will... Oh, I think because if you don't have the Moon Pearl, you get bunnied. You can't go back. You do get stuck in bunny form, as you were saying.
Oh, that is highly unfortunate. ACM checked out the left side, and we see that there is a shield on the torch.
Yeah, I think this very early Ganis Tower is interesting because you really hope you're going to find something in there and get a chance to progress. But now I think they're really getting pushed away from that as we keep seeing they keep diving a bit deeper into there only to find there's nothing in those first few chests. I'm interested to see if somebody will try Tile Room again, but looks like they're all heading off in different directions now.
I think it would be a nice play if someone were able to do Tile Room, but right now without Moon Pearl, yeah, it would be extremely difficult.
And I will say, so far in terms of the enemies that we've been shuffled with, we haven't seen anything too outrageous, too difficult. We saw maybe 2 Lionels, I think, but they were in a pretty good spot where you can just walk around them. But so far, it's been pretty kind to them in terms of what enemies it's placing and where.
Now, I did notice one of the little squiggly things that appear in the Eastern Palace. We saw those in the overworld, and they didn't die to a single hammer shot.
That's interesting. We could get, yeah, you're right. We could get some enemies that maybe don't seem too threatening, but then once you have to try and kill them, are going to take quite a few hits.
Especially if we end up finding Mini Moldorm Cave, and they don't die to a single bomb. That's one of those things that our runners have to find first.
Also, with the discussion happening in chat, I'm actually fairly certain I have seen someone do the Silverless on Ganon with Swordless. Is very, very difficult to pull off. You're attempting to hit him with the hammer in the same spot that you would do the sword spin, but because the hammer hitbox, Ganon hitbox, there's a lot of factors that work against you when trying to set that up. It's very hard to do. But we do have early silvers on this one, so we won't have to worry too much about that.
Now, one of the items we usually don't care too much about, the bug net. I believe that's the only way to reflect the fireballs from Acmlm.
I think in Swordless you can use the hammer. Anything, most things that you would normally need a sword for in Swordless, you're going to be using the hammer instead. But certainly the bug net is a lot easier than the hammer for that particular fight.
Now we know Acmlm's tower is in Kakariko Village. We know Acmlm is required because the vanilla lumberjack drop has the bow. So I bet these runners are looking for the lamp and the boots right now.
Yeah, we also saw jkoper pick up something from Hobo, and I couldn't tell. It was a bit blurry. I couldn't tell what it was. Some people are saying hookshot. It definitely looked like the hookshot. It was something in that shape. So I'm not sure which it was, but I guess we'll see if we see his item menu pop up or we see him use that at some point. We'll get confirmation on that, but I think it was the hookshot. And with hookshot and hammer, that means quite a few more item locations now open in Ganon's Tower.
I believe that's most of left side, isn't it?
Yeah, that should pretty much be left side covered. I guess up until... I mean, Armos Knights, you can also fight with a hammer. You don't necessarily want to, but it might be the only option they have.
At that point, which would have been worse, fighter sword or hammer?
That's a tough... I think most people would say it would be worse to be using hammer for that, although I would probably say... I think once you've gotten comfortable with the hammer's definitely going to beat fighter sword most of the time.
And jkoper's making his way up through the gauntlet that is Zora's domain right now. It's one of those cases where having flippers is makes it so much easier. And Zora giving us only a minor ripoff.
Also, just saw a question in chat. Currently Lumberjacks is the bow. They're with enemy shuffle and entrance shuffle happening. There are scenarios where it may not be necessary to have the bow, but most likely it is going to be needed.
With as many kill rooms as there are in the game, as many enemies that are killable only by the bow, I think you take that gamble.
Yeah, for sure.
And Kohrek's making that tile room gamble. Oh no!
It looks like he's been bunnied again. I think he was. That's a tough one. Whoa, wait. He's out of body form and he just picked up his power glove.
Well, maybe that was just a weird glitch earlier. Either way, Power Glove will open up a lot more locations to check.
Yeah, that one's definitely significant, and it's going to be very fortunate for him that he was very persistent with getting that.
Now, JC is trying to navigate that north wall without the hook shot so he can get through Bumper Cave here. Oh, and sorry for anyone who wanted to participate in the big key guessing game. jkoper has already found it.
Yeah, usually an entrance shuffle can be hard to prepare for the guessing game. You never know when Ganon's Tower is going to show up, or how far they're going to be able to get into Ganon's Tower once they do get there.
Now, there could still be other required items over here in Ganon's Tower. This route jkoper's taking could still find mitts in here, or maybe boots at this point, too.
We also just saw Misery Mire up on Death Mountain.
And a fire rod from Kohrek. And the swag net. So the Vanilla Ice Rod Cave area paying off pretty decently.
Yeah, definitely a couple of nice finds there. And as we were saying, with that Aga fight, having that net, it's definitely a lot nicer than having to use the hammer. So far, it looks like Ganon's Tower, though, not paying out a lot, as jkoper keeps heading through the left side.
JC's making his way through Tower of Hera. I did not see what actually killed him, though.
I missed that as well.
There are two enemies that usually move through walls. I'm betting it's one of them that killed him. The question is, how much damage did it do?
Now, these are not a very kind setup of enemies to have to deal with in the invisible floor room just before Armos Nights.
Oh no! And the picket just stole a ruby. I've seen runners get hit by them purposely just to try to get rid of their shield. jkoper's going through Bob's room, and there is still a Bob there, along with a couple fire bars.
Bob lives! Oh, and now that we're finally about to see a boss room, it just occurred to me that we don't know what boss this is going to even be. It's still Armos Knights, though. We got some vanilla ice Armos.
Womp, womp, womp.
In before the chat asks if this is even randomized.
Oh, this is Ice Armos with hammer only.
Yeah, just hammer. Oh, or boomerang. Boomerang ice Armos, yes. Show us, jkoper, show us.
Each Armos will die in 48 boomerang hits. And I think jkoper is about... Nope, he had a red potion. Troll Tor?
Oh yeah, we've got Helmasaur King up on Tower of Hera. He can be a very annoying boss to have to fight in this room. Very, very annoying.
As if his movements weren't bad enough, now you have to worry about falling.
Yep, and he also just loves to hang out right around that middle pitfall. So, if he gets into the right position, you just gotta wait. You have to wait until he moves away from it, so that you can actually get in front of him.
And one other thing to note about that is there is no bow. They have to not do that.
Yeah, they would have to kill him with the hammer after destroying the mask. I think that's all they have that they could use right now to do that, actually.
It looks like JaySee is noping right out of there.
Yeah, JaySee is heading out. Meanwhile, we have ACM decided to go into Mire upon finding it, and is going to look around a bit. I'm excited to see if we'll get to the boss on this one and see who is waiting for us.
Oh, and we get a map check. So, Hera and Desert and Eastern are crystals, and Hera is a pendant? I think I read that right?
I just missed it, so I believe you. We will go with that for now, until someone corrects us.
If I'm right, then we won't see that Helmasaur King die unless they find out pedestals required, because yeah, right now killing that for pendant, not exactly my idea of a good time.
Speaking of not my idea of a good time, jkoper's still hacking away at the ice Armos with that boomerang.
That's nearly 300 boomerang hits. Please no.
I admire his perseverance. I will say that much. I'm interested to see if something good will come out of it, though. If there's something good in the chests behind them, that'd be pretty exciting. It'd be pretty big.
ACM just found out what the stun prize is. It is an 8 bomb drop. And that is a lot of guards. And jkoper has one Armos down.
For those asking, Bo could be behind Ice Armos, but in this, we know that it's not currently. In this seed, it is on the Lumberjack Ledge.
The vanilla Lumberjack Ledge.
Yes, vanilla Lumberjack Ledge.
Oh, Koper's got 2 Ice Armos down. As you said, I admire his perseverance, but this is a large amount of time sink.
Yeah, I mean, I think the decision does make sense in a few ways, especially because we know where the bow is and how out of the way it is. So it's kind of a gamble, but you know, he could be betting on others not wanting to check this for a while. And as I said earlier, there is always that rare scenario in enemy and entrance shuffle that you might not even need the bow. And so this could possibly be a decision that leads to not worrying about AGA 1.
I think he got tired of the boomerang strat.
I can't say I blame him.
Now, if we do see something like Flute or Moon Pearl behind this, this ends up being pretty big. And now this last Armos has all its health back.
Oh
no!
He was getting ready to use that blue potion. Oh no. Oh, that is really unfortunate and a lot of time lost for jkoper, unfortunately. I said unfortunate twice. That's how unfortunate it is. Oh, I can't imagine he's going to head back into that. He's just going to leave and go searching elsewhere.
Oh, that is a major crash and burn right there.
That Lionel is not in a great spot, gotta say.
Ew! I thought the vanilla fireball guys could troll. Ew! JaySee's got his hook shot, ACM. Let's see how well he does over here on Helmasaur King. Ooh. That didn't work too well.
Yeah, unfortunately, didn't work a few hits there, but I think... Oh no, he's heading to the back to check the other chest. I wonder if he will go back up and take another attempt at that.
I forget if they found any items inside Tower of Hera yet.
I don't recall anything significant, no, but maybe another minor item, I'm not sure.
Now for fire sources, did ACM go over to the ice cave area and find the fire rod?
That is a good question. We don't have fire rod marked on the tracker, and so he might be going here without a fire source. It looks like he doesn't have a fire source. Oh, I think he's realized, and so he's let himself get knocked out of there.
Now Kohrek is over in Gannis Tower making the play.
This will be interesting. Kohrek definitely has a bit more to work with for fighting the Ice Armos. I'm fairly certain you can hurt them with the Fire Rod as well, so that could be a good item to start off with using.
I think you're right on that. So it looks like all the runners still have an idea of where they're going. So they're not completely lost yet.
No, there's still a lot to check and a lot open to them. It's definitely... They definitely want to see that Moon Pearl soon, I think. And certainly Kohrek does, since he will be ready to go into the Dark World once he gets that one item.
That is a very interesting place for the bomb shop. ACM finding it in the bottom left corner of Dark Death Mountain. Hopefully whatever room is locked behind that big bomb, behind that big bomb wall in the pyramid, is not required.
Yeah, that can be quite a trip to take with the bomb. It's a pretty out of the way spot.
I forget if you can save and quit with the bomb, actually.
I don't remember either.
Kohrek remembering to grab the big key chest in Gannis Tower, but only an arrow upgrade.
And we're about to see another Ice Armos fight. We'll see if Kohrek gets revenge for jkoper. Definitely has some better equipment going into this.
Looks like Kohrek's opting for red cane strats.
Definitely a handy item to use. You can get quite a few hits in with the block itself and then the beams as well. You see there he's hitting three at once.
This has got to be an experience though for someone who's not used to Enemizer, or not used to not having a sword or a bow for Armos.
Wait, do you mean Kohrek there? Because I can assure you Kohrek is used to this.
Oh, well...
He's mostly given up on every other kind of randomizer. It's always stuff like this for him recently.
Well, he's definitely got that hammer sweet spot going.
Yeah, if only that hammer hitbox weren't just so terrible. But he does have one down already.
And ACM has found Swamp Palace, but it is a pendant.
Yeah, so not one of the crystals we're looking for, but so many item locations in Swamp Palace, so hopefully he can find something useful here.
Yeah, I think you pretty much have to full clear it for items just to try to get something going, because you still need that Moon Pearl.
Nice kill on the last Armos there. Kohrek whips out the fire rod and gets exactly enough shots in to kill it before its magic runs out.
And ACM just found out there are wall masters over there in Swamp Palace.
Oh, and all Kohrek gets out of that fight was a heart piece, rupees, and the blue cane.
Blue cane might be nice, maybe.
It can definitely help in a lot of situations, especially in a Swordless+Enemizer.
It makes blind bearable. JaySee's working on his ice Armos now. That firebar going down into Ganon's tower, that's kind of rude how you can just walk down there and immediately get hit by it.
Essentially, have we seen... Did anyone go right side yet, or is this going to be our first time being over here? I don't think anyone went right side. Oh, Kohrek's the only one who has the fire rod. So of course no one went right side.
That's what I was just thinking. And jkoper going down trying out the Helmasaur King.
I'm interested to see if anything valuable will drop once one of them manages to get this kill.
Now he did 1 heart of contact damage to blue, so I'm guessing he was doing 2 contact to green. And I think most of them had gone up before with 4 hearts, so that would explain the deaths.
Oh, looks like jkoper's getting there.
Yeah, but that hammer hitbox.
Yeah, he's got that difficult task of trying to hit Helmasaur's head with the hammer. He's debating whether or not he wants to use his potion, but he goes for it.
He's committed to it now.
We also had a Moon Pearl drop, and I just missed it, but Kohrek got it. Oh, he must have been from right side G Tower, because that's where he was. So Kohrek's ready to head into the Dark World, and jkoper takes that death on Helmasaur. See if he decides to go back in or not. I think that looked like it might have been intentional, though. Yeah, I think it was intentional.
It looks like the hammer didn't have the range to even hit Helmasaur without getting hit.
Yeah, I've seen it done, but it's very difficult.
What is that pokey? Oh,
It was
okay.
it was stuck on the statue. But it looked like it was just moving really slow, so ACM thought, okay, whatever.
That was a trap. That's what happens when you question slow-moving pokies. They smack you in the face.
Yep.
And there's a swimming Lionel. Kohrek has found Hyrule Castle.
And on the plus side, I think that Pokey just went down in one hit from a pot. Just insta-killed.
Instant revenge. I like it.
Oh, a chain chomper. Just right in the middle of the room.
Oh, I don't know which is worse, that chain chomp or JC finding a thief over here in Hookshot Cave.
Oh, that is rough.
Can you even get the chest at that point?
I'm not sure how. I'm not sure what you would do.
I think I see what he's going for. This is still going to be rough.
Oh, went nice. Well done. Really well done.
I feel kind of bad for him though, because that was a lot of work for 20 rupees.
Yeah. Not a payoff, unfortunately, but now we've all learned something. So we're the real winners here.
Oh, those red guards are taking a beating. I just now noticed that. I think they're on like 3 hammer hits now.
And we've got a very neon Moldorm in Swamp Palace.
Well, at least there's no fall-off potential.
Yeah, Moldorm pretty much in any room that doesn't have pits in it. Pretty nice, not gonna lie. It turns it into a pretty nice fight.
Except maybe Skullwoods.
You know, even then, when you don't have that potential to fall down, it just makes it so much nicer. Him bumping into you doesn't feel as frustrating.
Now, JC found Swamp House, but he hasn't found the dam yet. So it looks like Kohrek's going to make his way over to Eastern.
Yeah, it looks like he's heading to the entrance to Eastern. And we've got jkoper looking through Mire. I don't think we've had anyone go too deep into Mire yet.
So another question is, how many darkroom strats are we going to see?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's still a lot open to us, as strange as that may seem when we're 44 minutes in. But, you know, we've only had Kohrek so far getting Dark World access. So there's still a lot of potential for that lamp drop, but who's to say how far in it will be?
Yeah, with Enemizer, darkroom strats are a lot scarier since part of the reason you can do them is you know what's in there. With Enemizer, you don't have a clue. You know the floor layout, but who knows what enemies are lurking in there.
Yeah, and it's also generally not really considered worth it, even in vanilla, to worry about learning Hyrule Castle Tower dark rooms. And with where we know the bow is, if they end up needing that, then it's entirely possible that the hunt for the lamp will become a top priority. And so they may not even worry so much about trying to skip dark rooms, since they know they might need it they might need that lamp regardless.
Yeah, if they end up needing that bow, then logically they will find lamp somewhere in their way, hopefully.
I love this room full of guards in the entrance to Mire.
Yeah, and I think some of their health has been beefed up too.
Oh yeah, they should. I think any guard should be going down with one hammer hit, shouldn't they? Maybe not the red ones.
Yeah, I think the red ones it takes 2, but those blue ones definitely a single hit.
Now I have "it takes 2" stuck in my head. Thank you for that.
I will save you the headache of me singing that.
Fair.
Now we see Kohrek opening up the entrance to Pod. Let's see what it actually is.
We've got the entrance to Turtle Rock, which Kohrek is set up to start looking through, so...
With the exception of not having the lamp, he could possibly clear depending on what the final boss is.
Yeah, there's no way. I know for sure that he can get through that dark room without the lamp, and then, you know, we might not even need Ice Rod depending on what boss is there. So there's a good chance we actually don't need it.
And Skull Troll. And jkoper is going through a dark room. I don't know which one he's on right now.
Yeah, I missed that as well. I'm not sure if he was in... I know he was looking around Mire, but I don't know if he left or not.
But he's using that hook shot to figure out where in the world he is.
Oh, he was Old Man Cave. That makes sense. That's one of the safer ones to try and do in the dark, even with enemy shuffle on.
He did find some mean enemies in there. Oh, that chain chomp placement.
Oh, that is a terrible spot for those. Oh my goodness. But then we get none in this room.
I guess that's the trade-off. Here, deal with one chain chomp and we'll give you a free room right after. There's just one catch. He did not have a small key to go further down, so Turtle Rock is currently blocked from the front entrance.
Yeah, that means they'll need to find another entrance to T-Rock somewhere in order to get enough keys to get through. But we did find the big key there in that last room, so it's entirely possible that the layout of the dungeon is going to require them to not even worry about that door.
ACM's also making his way through Ganon's tower.
Yeah, finally going to pick up that blue mail, and it'll be interesting to see who decides to head down to Tile Room first after Kohrek. Kohrek did that very early on, and we're still kind of waiting on everybody else to make that same decision.
Now, I think everyone's going to wait until they get Bo before they decide to go any further up. So I think for Vanilla, right now, Bo would be the only thing keeping him going up the tower and killing Aghanim.
That's true. I mean, it could be valuable in Enemizer to check, especially if you don't end up needing Bo, and there can be required items up there.
Yeah, I believe it's 4 chests going up the tower.
Yeah, 4. 2 in the room with mini Helmosaurs, 1 in the room just before Moldorm, and then the 1 that you need to hookshot across after killing Moldorm. Which also there could also be a different boss there. There's also a Landmola fight on the way up, which also can be a different boss. So there's also some potential blocks on the way.
Head up there and suddenly Trinex.
Exactly.
Also, have we ruled out all the possible Ganon drops? Is Ganon vanilla again?
Yeah, if we've checked everything else, then yeah, I mean it's entirely possible, and I think happens more often than you would expect. There aren't that many drop downs, to be fair, so it's
Thieves Town and Turtle Rock are your 5 and 6. Ice Palace, I believe Ice was green?
I just missed that map check as well, but we have seen, I think it was, we've seen Red Pendant was on Tower of Hera, and we've seen Blue Pendant drop from another dungeon someone did. I don't remember which one. Swamp. And we've got ACM focusing on the bomb strats for Ice Armos.
That's a nice AoE, so it might be more efficient. As long as he doesn't die.
Yeah, he's kind of a bit close here. Hit himself with a bomb once as well, which doesn't help the situation.
How do you make anything harder? Put it on ice.
Yeah, I think of the boss reimaginings for Ganon's Tower. This one has definitely got to be the meanest in my opinion. I mean, Trolldorm they kind of even make easier because they clearly the designers knew that Trolldorm is awful, and then the one little fireball shooter in the Landmola fight, not too bad either. This though, nightmare.
Yeah, like the entirety of Ice Pounds. Boots is about the only thing that makes that somewhat playable.
He's doing really well with the boomerang here, though. Just down to those last two.
It looked like he had him stun-locked for a little bit.
He's even using the boomerang on the last one.
At least for the last one, you do get a lot of quick hits in. jkoper, what is up with those fire fairies?
And he takes down the red Armos with the boomerang. Hopefully he feels this reward is worth it.
I still say whenever they find blind, it'll be nice. I think that was a death ward.
Yeah, it looks like he's heading over to right side. So I wonder, he doesn't have the fire rod, so he must just be going to check a tile room. Which we know is going to be a good decision.
Now, Kohrek is still the only one with the Moon Pearl.
Did jkoper kill Moldorm and I just blinked and missed it? It was just so fast, or did he choose to leave?
I think you just missed it because I saw him get a pendant.
Ah, okay. I looked away for a second. Next thing I know, Moldorm is dead apparently. So.
Hey, Trolldorm with hammer. He's and without a hole to fall in, not that bad. Kohrek's found desert.
Yeah, one entrance to Desert Palace under where is normally the Hookshot Cave entrance. And this is always a nice one to find along with Hyro Castle. So now you're going to be able to pop out of a few other entrances and get a good idea of where things are laid out.
And since it's in the Dark World, that you can't flute in the Dark World, not in glitchless logic anyway, so it's be a nice little fast travel maybe, depending on where the entrances go.
I was just about to say, the one risk we do have is that you'll go out of an entrance and not be able to walk back in it, although this one isn't too bad, it's just right around the corner from the entrance he did go into.
If you have to get locked out, at least it's close by.
I really like the colors on that purple and orange dead rock, by the way. Never thought I'd say something nice about a dead rock, but here we are.
It's only because you're not the one getting blocked by it right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is our third player to enter into this Helmasaur fight now. And we'll see if they'll be the first to finish it. JaySee just got 2 hits in with that hammer.
I think that's better than our other 2 runners have managed so far. Wait, that's a B released.
Yeah,
nope.
it doesn't actually do anything.
This isn't Mothula, it doesn't work.
Having a hard time getting another hit in, but I definitely saw, maybe it was only 1 hit, but I thought I saw 2, which is already pretty impressive. But, oh, almost falling there, too.
Well, he's already used the red potion, so he's committed to finishing it.
We get the Book of Medora out of Spike Cave for ACM.
And he has the hammer, so when he gets the access to those tablets, he'll be able to check them.
And it looks like JaySee is going to take another crack at that Helmasaur fight, feeling like he was close enough, so might as well go in, try again.
I believe the final phase only takes 3 hammer hits, so if he thinks he can get it. It's too bad you can't do something like use cape and hammer in the same item slot.
We just got the boots out of Sahasrarla's hut, which was under the rock on the way between the dam and Desert Palace. That's going to be big. Especially if a lot of players aren't going to do tile room for a while. We saw Kohrek check it early, although he still hasn't popped over that way and gotten those boots. And even by the time ACM checked it, we were pretty far into this. So wouldn't be surprised if a lot of players don't have that power glove to go and get those boots yet.
Yeah, those boots will definitely save some time, but we'll see if there's anything locked behind them.
And Kohrek is dancing with this mimic on the ice in this Ruben Ice Palace.
Mimics on ice?
Yep, not an enemy you want to see there, but not one I ever really thought about being there before. That's definitely a pain.
JaySee is trying. Oh, there's a hit.
Yeah, for anyone who's seeing what's happening with JaySee right now, normally when you have your sword and you hold it out in front of you, it also there's a glitch that gives a little bit of an extension to the hammer shots, and that still works even if you don't have your sword. I have no idea what just killed JaySee. I don't know what just killed what, how they just died.
I've noticed his sprite has been glitching out a bit, and I'm thinking that's possibly because of the bigger room. So there's a chance that maybe when he spits out Fireball, it's misinterpreting the location it's coming out on.
ACM has picked up that Moon Pearl.
Are we about to see a pet check?
I think we are.
It's time for some pet hype. Never mind.
Nope, nope. Scratch that.
Well, at least we had a pet check. And JaySee is not giving up on this Helmosaur.
Yeah, and just an update here on how the race is going elsewhere. I'm just seeing now, it looks like we've had 3 forfeits from this race. I don't remember how many we had in total going in. We had 26 in total, so we still have 23 people racing this seed. Only 3, Willard, I know. Only 3.
Well, we are a little bit over an hour in, so it's taken a while for us to get forfeits. And even from our featured runners, we only have Swamp Palace completed for 2 of them, and that's it in terms of dungeons.
Well, yes, and ACM just got Dark World access. Kohrek's had it for a bit. Kohrek seems to be a little bit ahead of the curve here, but we still have 2 runners that don't have that. Don't have Power Glove, don't have the Moon Pearl, and you can't blame them. They're in some very interesting locations.
Yeah, Entrance Randomizer alone messes with things, but when you start adding in the Enemizer and the Swordless, it messes with your head. And your routing, too.
Oh, speaking of, jkoper is in trial room now, so he's about to get that Power Glove. Meanwhile, JaySee is determined to kill Helmosaur King, and I'm very interested to see if this will pay off.
So, wouldn't it be funny if Helmosaur King had the lamp?
That would be interesting. It's entirely possible.
There's some interesting dodging going on, though.
Yeah, with the size of this room, Helmosaur gets some interesting screen warping happening, where he's splitting between the 2 screens, and JaySee seems to be trying to use that to his advantage.
Well, he got another hit off.
Was that 2 already, or is that their first one for this fight? I didn't. Oh, it must have been. Oh wait. Okay, well that's now 3 that we've seen at least. Oh, and Helmosaur goes down. Is he gonna drop his item on the pit? Oh no, I think it goes to the middle of the room automatically. Miss. Oh, it's a heart piece. Oh no.
Noticing where that pit was, though, that would have been heartbreak if he had fallen in the pit as the explosions were going off.
That really hurts. So that's gotta hurt.
All that work for a piece of heart and a pendant that's not required.
And the pun in chat from Fluffy Absol, literally heartbreaking.
And Kohrek is about to see what Ice Palace has in store.
And I think at this point, there's very little bosses they can't deal with. Oh, we've got Vanilla. We've got Cold Stare.
Is this even randomized? Oh, that heart count, though.
Yeah, Kohrek's in there with 1 heart. I think he grabbed some fairies, though.
I think he's been pretty good about getting fairies so far. I think you're right on that.
Meanwhile, ACM's in the back of Turtle Rock, going through backwards.
You know, that red cane, it works on magic. You
you hear it. We could hear the sound telling him it wasn't working, and then hear him fall into the pit as he walked right off the edge. Well, and that's the green pendant for Kohrek, and we do know that Sahasrahla is accessible, and he hasn't been there yet, though. But if he heads over to Desert, he'll not only grab his boots, but also now have the green pendant to turn in, which could turn out to be valuable.
Now I'm kind of surprised, ACM. Oh, there's the lamp was in the
lamp
Eastern.
in Eastern.
So with the lamp, the hammer, the cape, the bug net, they know where Aga is. It might be a good play to just go over there and get the bow.
Yeah, it would certainly bring some comfort to get that bow, and it's especially since they already found silvers. That's a nice weapon to have, especially in Swordless.
And with 55 silver arrows, they won't have to worry about ammo for a while. JC finally getting the mitts. Or sorry, the gloves.
Yeah, that means all 4 of our featured runners now have the power gloves. And I think it'll just be... I guess, oh, jkoper still hasn't grabbed the Moon Pro either. Which was also in Ganon Star, wasn't it? It was right side, but you need the fire rod for it.
Right.
Although jkoper might be grabbing boots in just a moment. He's popping down to check this entrance.
Him and Kohrek.
Oh, and Kohrek. And Kohrek has that green pendant, so we'll see if Sahasrahla has anything for us. Just 20 rupees.
Boo.
He left a bomb by Sahasrahla. Might feel bad now, though, because even though Sasha only dropped 20 rupees... No, he dropped some more bombs. Never mind. Doesn't feel bad at all. Screw you, Sasha.
Now, JC's making his way up Ganon's tower. So apparently the mimic room did not have mimics.
This could be interesting. I mean, essentially, now that I think about it, we're not necessarily looking for that much more for a go mode, except for the fact that we don't really know if we need that bow, plus it'd be nice to have, and we don't know if we need the ice rod if there's a Trinex sitting somewhere.
Well, we do need bow for Ganon, right?
I mean, you can do it silverless with the hammer, but it's very hard. So you'd prefer to have the bow for Ganon, but it's technically not required. In Swordless, that is. I don't think the hammer doesn't work in vanilla.
Now, to clear things in chat, you still need all of the crystals for Ganon. And you still need Ganon's tower before you can kill Ganon. However, you don't necessarily have to get the crystals before you do Ganon's tower. And that last enemy is trolling JC over there.
Yes, the logic will still account for bow being required, just whether or not our runners decide that they need it will more so depend on what enemies are fitting in there. And also, sorry in chat pointing out that JC does not have a fire source, so there is only so far that he can go into Ganon's tower.
Oh, he can't get to any of the chests without a fire source.
Oh, that's true. All of the chests are blocked by that. It'll be the torch room will come first.
Oh no, this is a big waste of time for him.
I guess the one thing that he'll get out of this is some knowledge of what this upcoming boss is, but then he's gonna get stuck pretty soon.
This is going to be highly unfortunate.
Oh, vanilla land moles too.
jkoper making the play on Aghanim.
And Kohrek's heading over to the Dark World shopping mall. Did we see anyone check this yet? And he also has a mirror now, by the way, which I did not see him pick up.
I'm thinking someone's checked the Dark World shopping mall because I think I remember that room. And I remember someone buying a bee. Sick kid. Find out why he's sick. He's giving people his heart.
Sick kid loves again. Oh, right. ACM had been to the back of Turtle Rock, but not the front. And so he's now going to have that extra key that he'll need to keep going through, check a few more things, and he'll be picking up the big key in a moment and knows where the entrance to Laser Bridge is, so can also work back and see what is in the boss room of the dungeon. Oh, but he's heading out. He's not actually going to go check.
That's a bit odd. Oh, and Kohrek getting his Quake over there.
And jkoper's making the decision to go through to Aga 1. Probably going to go and pick up that bow right after. But JaySee is about to pick up the boots. But JaySee and jkoper both still need to get back to Ganon's tower. Go down. Oh, they need that. They need the fire rod first. Oh, jkoper has his fire rod now, though. So that moon pearl's still open for that very late Dark World access.
So ACM's going to check the pyramid now. I think that was just a shield over there.
Yeah, that was definitely a shield upgrade, although ACM checked it very fast.
Now in Swordless, the curtains are already open.
And jkoper's got that bug net ready.
And Kohrek is making his way up the tower as well. Oh, and the net ends up on the wrong side. You have to be very careful how you use the net, because its hitbox is only where the white part of the net is. So if it circles around behind you, it is not reflecting that fireball.
Yeah, positioning and timing are very key when using the net. But certainly a lot easier than trying to pull off hammer shots against Acmlm.
Indeed.
And what's interesting about all these various randomizations that we have, levels of randomization we have going on, is that we still don't know. I mean, we could technically have a go mode from Kohrek and jkoper, but we don't know if we need that ice rod or not, or if we're going to need certain medallions to open certain entrances. We still don't have the. I was going to say we don't have the flute, but I'm hearing the song now. So ACM found the flute.
He's the second one to find the flute. One other thing, note, jkoper. Yeah, he's a bunny right now.
Yeah, still doesn't have that moon pearl, but decided to pick up that fire shield nonetheless.
Spark will check what entrances he can. The problem is, unless, like, there's no way the moon pearl could be here. JC's just now finding the dam and getting the silver arrows. Oh, Kohrek was navigating this without the lamp.
Oh, which room is he in right now?
He's in Acmlm's tower.
Oh, of course, yeah. Interesting.
Did he just get wall mastered?
I think he did.
Oh wow.
And Jaykoper's running right over to grab that bow, but he's still gonna need to find that moon pearl. Needs to head back into Ganon's tower soon.
JC's about to do a dark Acmlm's tower.
Where was the entrance to Eastern? I didn't see when jkoper actually got there, but I saw when he got the lamp. But I didn't see where he went in from.
I don't remember, unfortunately.
That's inevitable when there's this much randomizing happening. I'm sure someone was paying attention and wrote it down, and will tell us in just a moment.
Alright, so you're asking where Bo was? Bo was in Lumberjack Drop, which was vanilla.
Yep, and Lamp is in Eastern, and I don't remember where the entrance to Eastern was.
The JC should be coming up onto the Wall Master room soon. We'll see if he meets the same fate as Kohrek.
So jkoper's heading back into G Tower, going down left side, possibly to take on, Ice Armos again. Hopefully he will then head down to the right side and get his Moon Pearl as well.
Kohrek is trying the Helmasaur King and getting wrecked by the tail.
Oh, he also has his fire sources, he has a bow. Nothing really stopping jkoper from also climbing the tower as well. Unless we end up finding a boss up there that we can't kill currently. But he can at least get some items.
And JC navigating through the Wall Masters, he is up. Did that jellyfish just take a hammer hit and not split?
I did not see, but it wouldn't surprise me with how this seed is going.
So it'll be, and jkoper just now getting the Moon Pearl. It'll be interesting to see what's in those top 4 chests. I kind of wish we had a mark that could go on the tracker for saying which Aghanim is down, because they are going to need both of them down, it looks like.
And ACM already did the front part of Desert, so on his way to the boss now. We don't know what... I don't think we haven't had anyone go in here, have we? We don't know what boss this is going to be.
We have no idea yet.
But this could very well be the first crystal we see anyone get.
First crystal in hour 30.
And we have Argus.
Yep, it's the menu boss.
Yep, item menu strats.
And this time, 100% required.
Yeah, and Kohrek is spending a lot of resources fighting Helmistor King, which unfortunately we know isn't going to drop anything valuable for him.
Not even a crystal. Now see, that's how you kill an ice Armos. You load up your silver arrows and you go boom.
ACM using the Fire Rod very well on Argus. Getting the Ice Rod for it, and the first crystal that one of our featured runners has picked up.
So, we know Turtle Rock was an exit, so even though it requires ether, it itself probably don't need.
And for those interested in keeping track, we had 26 entrants in this race, 6 forfeits so far, which might sound like a lot, but if you're watching this race, you know that's actually pretty surprisingly low. This seed has certainly not been kind to them.
ACM might actually be close to go mode.
Yeah, ACM is probably going to want that lamp to clear Hyrule Castle Tower and also get that bow, and that should be it. And we even have that ice rod for reassurance in case Trinex pops up somewhere.
At that point, the biggest question is, would the Mire entrance require ether, and is the Mire entrance itself required? And JC, with Fire Rod in hand, is going to make the trek to right side Ganon's Tower. Now, I think we've already seen Hyrule Castle, and I don't remember anything important being here.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't remember where all of the entrances go, though, so it'll be nice to be refreshed on that, assuming ACM chooses to check all that out. But we're going to have our finally be able to see what chests we have waiting for us in Ganon's Tower.
Assuming we don't get suddenly Trinex on Troll. Well, Trinex on Trolldorm would mean we wouldn't get to see one of the four.
True.
Almost forgot, we've already seen that Lammo is still Lammo.
Yeah, we have Vanilla Lammo too.
Someone asking in chat, no one has finished yet.
And yes, Lamp was in Eastern Palace. I don't think any of us remember where the Eastern Palace entrance was.
This is swordless, so they will not find a sword. ACM finding one way to deal with not having a lamp.
Yeah, for those just tuning in who are confused, this is a swordless seed. It is also with enemy shuffling going on and entrance shuffle. So anything that looks slightly out of place, one of those things is to blame. Or if you're looking at the time that they've been racing, all three of those things are to blame.
And the fact that between all four of our featured runners, there is one crystal collectively.
One crystal, but about to also be our first Aga 2 kill.
That is being worked on right now. I do think Enemizer also messes with the sprites just a bit.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of different color palettes on enemies, mostly just because not every area in the game has color palettes for every enemy.
Also, Wallmaster, why? Why do you have to show up again?
And we've got another Helmasaur in place of a Trolldorm.
So that just looks like every instance of Trolldorm has been replaced with Helmasaur.
On the plus side, we have Hammer, and this time jkoper has silver. Actually, I don't know if jkoper didn't fight the other Helmasaur, but jkoper has silvers, which the others did not when fighting Helmasaur.
Helmasaur on this arena, though, is...
Oh, and jkoper gets knocked off, basically because of what you were just about to say.
Yeah, that arena, no.
Yeah, not a fun one for Helmasaur. I would almost think you might want to try to throw bombs at him from the side.
Now, I did know if you throw a bomb at him from the front, once it hits the mask, it'll dink and bounce back a little bit.
Yeah, you need to make sure you get it landing in a spot where he'll walk into the explosion, or it's just right in front of him. Oh, and he takes another fall. And meanwhile, we see JC is also heading up Ganon's tower.
Yeah, I'm expecting Trollmasaur to take a few. Like, there's another one.
Yeah, it's a very small space to work with, and I don't recall when. Who was the boss in Swamp? Was it?
I believe it was Trolldorm.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I remember. Yeah. Right. Because it was. We were commenting how easy it is to fight Trolldorm in a room like that. But also that's for a pendant, so unfortunately not. And I don't recall there being a lot of value in Swamp.
Now, someone's asking at this point, why not just try a hover? Well, killing Helmasaur there causes a chest to spawn, and they're not in go mode yet.
Yeah, Kohrek is definitely hoping to find that item. Hovering is also pretty tricky. It's even people who are very, very good at it. It can still be tough. It's especially tough when you have an enemy like Helmasaur, which could hit you while you're hovering with the way his attacks work. Unlike Trolldorm, once you've started hovering, you're out of the way of Trolldorm hitting you at all. Helmasaur, on the other hand, has that tail and the fireballs.
Looks like he's going for those side bombs.
And the mask is off. And one silver arrow takes him down.
Don't fall before that chest appears.
Just a Pizza Heart for his trouble, but he's now on his way to Aga 2, which is still required, even with the entrance shuffle. Still need to be completed before you can kill Ganon. Now, I think, did we already determine that the Ganon dropdown must be vanilla based on everything we've seen? Because this also opens that up, depending on what might be there.
Yeah, at this point, I'm pretty sure it's vanilla. I think they have checked. Aga 2 is still Aga 2. Pretty sure Aga can't change.
Yeah, no, that one doesn't change.
And JC already has Helmasaur down.
Yeah, it makes sense. He got quite a bit of practice in earlier.
So we have Kohrek and Swamp, we have Acmlm over in Ice. This will be both of their second crystal. I mean, it's both of their second pendants.
Yeah, I imagine ACM is probably just looking for those item drops, which could lead him down to the boss to see if Cold Stare drops an item. But he does at least know that there's nothing on the pedestal. Kohrek does not have that information yet.
Kohrek might get in a spot where he might blind pull it.
Oh, Red and Cold Stare is also green pendant, so that could add to the appeal of taking on that boss fight for ACM. Although, again, that's another thing that we do know doesn't have anything, but obviously the runners don't know that.
Yeah, they know the Ganon drop is vanilla, not even dropping down there.
The other thing I'm thinking about now as well, because we've at least seen where every item is, although none of the runners are holding every item yet. How many of the dungeons have we seen so far?
That was just running through my mind. We've seen Eastern. Acmlm has Desert. JaySee has Tower of Hera. I don't think we've seen Pod yet.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing Pod. We've seen the beginning of Skullwoods, but I don't know if we saw the back of it. And I don't remember seeing Thieves Town. We've seen Mire and Turtle Rock.
Alright, so that means that Pod and the back half of Skullwoods and Thieves Town we haven't had eyes on yet. So 3 of our 7 crystals. Well, we found Pod.
There we go. I didn't see where that was, though. Where did Kohrek just go in there?
Saying Pod is Turtle Rock.
Oh, okay. Wait, Turtle Rock.
Wait, no. Oh, I thought the Pod entrance was Turtle Rock. Pod is in Aghanim's tower.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But Kohrek doesn't have the bow, so Kohrek cannot complete Pod.
Have we seen... That would depend on the... what? Oh, right, of course, because...
The switch.
The statue, yeah. I forgot all about that statue until just now.
So I remember it, and it didn't click. Oh, that's why bow's required.
And it just shows how, with so much randomization going on, I mean, this is true of randomizer in general, but with this much randomization going on, it's hard to say, you know, who's ahead or who's behind at any one time. We saw earlier on that jkoper spent a lot of time on some things that didn't necessarily pan out, specifically Ice Armos, with very little equipment. But he seems to be in a pretty good spot at the moment.
everyone's items are starting to fall in place. Everyone's just looking for one or two certain items, and it's almost dungeon rush time. So we've seen these runners in Turtle Rock a few times, but I don't think we've seen anyone actually hit the boss chamber.
Yeah, we have not seen that yet. I think, ACM was in the back of Turtle Rock first, and then went to the front, but didn't keep going and get the big key from the change comp room.
Well, now JC is headed towards the front, but I forget if there was a key in this room.
This was the big key.
He's kind of blocked right now.
Yeah, kind of stuck in there, and no mirror to mirror back either, so has to save and quit out. I guess a death warp would have been possible, but then I think either way he would be down a key for actually getting to the boss. You do need to go to the front. Not necessarily first, but at some point in this layout for the dungeon.
Were there even? I think the only key in the front was off the enemy that was supposed to be the pokey.
Oh yeah, I guess. See, now I am forgetting the layout because we saw someone else go to the front first and then not have a key to keep advancing after getting the big key. Also, we do have Thieves Town. I'm not sure if we had seen it already, but Kohrek is now in Thieves. Yeah, so I'm a little confused myself. I've confused myself on the Turtle Rock layout. Either way, though. Point is, we still need someone to. No one has done it in the order needed.
Oh, Kohrek. I think that's the first Titan's Mitts.
Oh, okay, so this probably is our first time seeing Thieves.
Which means we forgot about Dark Death Mountain. That means no one has checked Dark Death Mountain?
We have been over there. The Hookshot Cave entrance was part of Turtle Rock.
Oh, wait, yeah.
I think Kohrek got there through the floating island area. I imagine he checked all of it, but I don't remember all of the caves being checked.
Yeah, my mind went to not entrance randomizer for a second there.
Yeah, but I don't think we've seen Mire area.
I think you're right. I think we haven't seen Mire area. Which means an entrance hasn't led out to there. Which means there is probably the back half of Skull Woods over there.
That's true. We are still looking for that, aren't we?
And it looked like Kohrek just got chain chomped.
And we've got one of the cannon guards, which are actually an unused enemy. sitting in Thieves Town there.
It's always nice to see a couple of unused things because of how Enemizer works. Would have been nice to see them in like maybe a line of them down a room firing, and you have a couple safe spots, and you have to work your way up to kill them.
Yeah, I think the Parallel Worlds hack ends up making some good use of those enemies. But it's nice that Enemizer can bring them into Link to the Past for us.
And they're asking in chat, yes, the cannon guards do actually shoot.
Oh yeah, they work. They work.
And remember that suddenly Trinex before? No, it's Trinex has been replaced with Blind. Which is very fortunate for jkoper, considering he does not have the Ice Rod right now.
Yep, absolutely. And we'll see from Kohrek soon what Blind has been replaced with. Maybe they've been swapped. And we get Powder from Blind.
That might have been useful a while ago.
It could definitely still come in handy for your getting fairies here and there. Although jkoper's been through a lot of the longer dungeons with anti-fairies and bunny beams.
And this is a nope.
Oh, I just missed that. What was it?
Suddenly Trinex.
Of course. So they did just trade places.
And there's Skull Woods. Now, because Boss Randomizer is on, the Maiden in Blind Cell does not show up, so you do not have to take the Maiden back.
Yeah, I think it's just one thing that there isn't really a way to make that work properly, but you do still need to go there anyway to check an item location unless you're in go mode, so usually still end up seeing that opened up. And we've got Cold Stare hanging out in Skull Woods.
What is that room?
I like it. You shatter the ice and the whole floor turns black. It's very ominous.
Well, it looks like it's not a conveyor belt, so that helps.
Yeah, I think the conveyor belt is off for most of the boss swaps. Not intentionally, I don't think. I think it just happens. And I think that's Kohrek's first crystal.
I do believe you're right. At this point, JaySee is the only one that does not have a crystal. We are approaching the 2-hour mark, and 3 of our 4 runners are on a single crystal. And the Mire entrance requires Quake.
And is it gonna be significant, or have we seen all the dungeons now?
I think we've seen all the dungeons now, and we've also seen... Yeah, we've seen every item required. It's just bringing it together on all the runners now.
Yeah, exactly. And interesting, and we've got... jkoper's the only one of them to have found the lamp as well, and we know... Oh wait, JaySee must have had the lamp. JaySee also has the bow, unless I missed them doing epic Hyrule Castle Tower dark rooms. Oh no, wait.
You did.
Yes, the JaySee was using the fire rod. Oh. Okay, that's pretty big then.
2 hours in, we're up to 7 forfeits, and no one has finished yet. So the question is, who generated this seed so I can make sure they don't generate any of my seeds?
I believe that person is in the chat.
I think entrance shuffle has a lot to do with why we don't have any finishers yet, but that's not the only reason.
Yeah, no, I think it's the combination of everything is definitely what is happening, because I've seen entrance shuffles that don't take this long. You know, there's enemizers that don't necessarily take this long, but you start adding all these things together and make it swordless, it's you're in for a long run.
So what bosses have we not seen yet is the other question.
I don't think we've had a Mothula anywhere.
I'll agree with you there. Or Vitreous.
Oh yeah, no Vitreous either.
I was starting to think, wait, haven't we seen a Vitreous?
I don't think so.
Then again, for some reason, I thought someone completed Mire too, but it doesn't look like they've completed Mire yet either.
Yeah, I think that's the only ones we haven't seen, and we had Vanilla Ice Armos. Yeah, it must just be Vitreous and Mothula. Looking at the bosses right now.
The ACM's going to try to take down Trinex. Helps if you use the right rod.
What a strange looking Trinex too. He's kind of like, he's a little bit transparent.
Oh no! And no fairies.
Yeah, that's a tough fight for sure.
Now, I might be mistaken, but I think the ice had fired, but did not leave any ice on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like the ice doesn't stick.
That's good news. I think he's tired of messing with Trinix.
Yeah, that's fair. It's just spam the fire rod.
Oh, this Trinix just looks so different.
Yeah, just very bright and neon. But Trinix goes down, and that's going to be the second crystal for ACM. And the first one of our featured runners to have 2 crystals.
No, jkoper has 2.
Oh, jkoper got Trinix and Desert. I didn't see that. Okay. Yeah.
jkoper is stopped on his screen right now. He's probably trying to figure out where the heck do I go now?
Yeah, probably. And he's set up with all the items he needs. So where does he need to go now?
Yeah, I don't think the mirror's actually required, and I don't think any of the medallions were actually required. So he probably doesn't realize it, but jkoper is in go mode.
Yeah, and we found every dungeon entrance, and I don't think even he's activating the flute right now, which obviously is going to be convenient, but not even that's required to find any of them. The only one that I have written down, because as I predicted, my note-taking skills have been just flawless, is where Misery Mire is, which is on Death Mountain. So definitely accessible to him right now. He can actually fly there quite easily at the moment.
Yeah, at this point for each runner, they still have to find the dungeons, and they only need a couple items for some of them. JC possibly still needs lamp, and we know he needs ice rod. Acmlm still needs to complete Acmlm 1 so he can get that bow, and might still need the lamp. Kohrek is going through his Acmlm 1 so he can get his bow and still needs the ice rod. And jkoper just has to beat all the dungeons and then kill Ganon.
Right, and I think it was... Did Vanilla Cold Stare drop the ice rod? No. Kohrek's been in Ice Palace. Okay, it was from Argus, yeah. Argus dropped Ice Rod.
Argus and... Okay, jkoper just found the exit leading to Ganon's tower. They're saying Ice Rod on Argus and Desert Palace, and boy. And yes, Bow is in Lumberjack Tree, and Lumberjack Tree is vanilla.
I think jkoper is taking a moment here to think about whether or not he needs to even be here, which he does not. So he's heading back out. Might have also just been taking a note of that, but I guess he still doesn't know. Well, no, even if he doesn't know what's on the pedestal, it doesn't really matter.
Kohrek needs to be careful. He's getting low on hearts there. ACM finally getting his lamp. Kind of surprised he's noping out of there, though.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess he's very focused on heading to Hyrule Castle Tower. We also have, we're now up to 8 forfeits. We've got 8 people still running this rather harsh seed.
8 forfeits and how many people still running?
18.
I heard 8.
No. 8 forfeits, 18 still running. Oh, as I was saying that, we just had another forfeit.
So after completing Acmlm's tower and getting his bow, Acmlm should be in go mode.
Yeah, that'll definitely be go mode for ACM, and I think ACM will also have all of the knowledge necessary. Like I don't think there's anything ACM doesn't know the location of. So I don't think we'll even have a situation of him trying to find anything. Kind of like jkoper's been doing, a bit unsure of where to go next. Did we see anyone go into the boss for Meyer yet?
I don't think so.
Well,
I think jkoper is the first one to make it through the dark room.
and there's Vitreous.
Was myth even required for anything?
No, I don't think so. Titan myths were technically not required.
jkoper and Acmlm are both on 3 crystals right now.
I have 3 crystals, and I wonder if jkoper seemed a little bit unsure where to go next before heading to Meyer. So I wonder if he knows where he needs to head now to get his next crystal.
We're 2 hours and 15 minutes in. If their notes are not spot on, some of that information may be lost. JaySee about to get his first Crystal Alpha blind. And because blind only makes the pun when he transforms from his maiden form to his actual form, so he does not give a pun in boss Enemizer.
Looks like ACM is heading right for that bow. So about to be in go mode officially. And jkoper realizes that it's Ice Palace, just the green pendant.
Yeah, it looks like our bottom two runners. Wait, jkoper's doing the digging game right now. I guess he thinks he's missing something.
Yeah, I wonder. He might think that maybe he's thinking he needs to find those Titan bits for something, but then he decided not to go into Ice Palace. Or he might be thinking he needs a medallion, because he's picked up Bombos, but not Ether or Quake. Oh, and I think some people are pointing out that Eastern Palace, the entrance to Eastern Palace is the back of Desert. So he would need a way to get back there. He might be thinking he needs the myths to do it so that he can mirror from the Dark World Mire area.
That would probably be the easier way to do it.
ACM might have forgotten that he has silvers.
Yeah. Also, there's a dead rock in here. Why is there a dead rock in here?
And that Stalfos is taking a lot of hits to die. Oh, and it doesn't have... Oh, it doesn't have the... It doesn't have the key. The key is on the dead rock.
No, the key's over there in the corner. I see it
now. Oh, okay. He killed some. Oh, okay, he killed something else. And okay, thank goodness.
I was about to say, what? Why would the key be on a dead rock? You can kill a dead rock by sprinkling powder on it, making it killable, but
Quake also would work for that.
Swordless, they cannot cast Quake.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So it would just be powder.
There's some questions about medallions and swordless. You can only use medallions at the entrances to Misery Mire and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and that's in swordless mode. If you're not in swordless mode, you actually wouldn't even be able to use them then until you had a sword. But then in Swordless mode, since you're never going to find one, they make it at least usable so that you can open the dungeons.
And then to check the pedestals, I mean, not the pedestals, to check the tablets, you need the hammer.
Right, because in vanilla you would need the Master Sword at least to get an item out of there.
So, if Pod's boss isn't Mothula, we go this entire seed without fighting the moth.
That is true. We wouldn't have had one anywhere. Yeah, and I think we've determined pretty much that jkoper has the go mode items, but doesn't necessarily know where everything is currently. So it looks like ACM is basically just en route to finish everything up. Is just now going through the dungeon run. Well, so I think he's seen where all of them are.
Well, I think jkoper might not be in go mode because I'm not sure he can get to the back of desert to get into Eastern Palace without either the Titan's Mitts or the book. Or, sorry, Titan's Mitts.
I think we did see Eastern before anyone had Titan's Mitts. In fact, jkoper would have been in Eastern without Titan's Mitts because he got the lamp from there.
True.
So I just don't recall what the route was to get there, but either way, jkoper's definitely in go mode. Just doesn't necessarily know where all of the dungeons are currently.
And that's where this seed has gone on for a little over 2 hours and 20 minutes. And if that was within the first half an hour, he could have very well likely forgotten how he got there.
Yeah, it was pretty early on, and I definitely have forgotten how we got there, so...
Oh, someone in chat saying the old man exit is over there.
And we see Kohrek fighting, I guess what we can call Helmasaur 2. Not a fun fight, as we've seen.
And he's getting those bombs knocked back from the side. JaySee trying to open the chest without paying the mouse. He wasn't too happy about that.
I believe this was an entrance to Turtle Rock. Or no, oh, never mind, Desert Palace. How did we get into T-Rock before?
ACM looks like he has a plan, though.
Yeah, he definitely knows where he's going. Now, I do remember earlier he didn't go back to the front. He never got the big key out of Turtle Rock, even when he was in the front of it.
Kohrek's on his Aga 2 fight. Doesn't look to be having that great of a time with it, though. That net is anything but easy to work with.
Okay, it looks like I missed ACM going to get the big key. So he is set up to go to this boss. Also leaving us in suspense as to what the boss for Palace of Darkness could be. The only one we haven't seen, and he's saving it for last.
It'd be funny if we get a Mothless Seed. And Kohrek is diving into pod.
Willo's hoping for more people to forfeit his evil seed, but so far not yet. We still got 17 people running.
And ACM has, sorry, he hasn't gone through Cannon's Tower yet.
I don't know why, I just would have assumed he had, but here we are. So Kohrek is actually going to be the one to show us who our last unknown boss is. Also, just a big thank you to those who've been supporting Speed Gaming with cheers and subscriptions. And also a personal thank you to those of you who are unlocking emotes for me. Love it. And there's our moth.
There it is in Helmosaur's location. So we're at 9 forfeits and 17 racers right now, and still no finishers at the 2.5 hour mark.
And so we have jkoper's gone back into Mire, presumably thinking that an item's been he's left an item behind there. Hoping to find those Titan's mitts.
That's right, he still doesn't have those.
The only thing that's unfortunate is that we know he doesn't need them. But it seems like he has forgotten how... He's either has forgotten that he was in Eastern, or has forgotten how he got there.
So, JaySee... Well, he's still working his way around the world. He's got most of what he needs. He's just gotta find the dungeons right now, it looks like.
Yeah, does JaySee just need to pick up the ice rod, which I mean is in one of the required on one of the required bosses anyway.
And judging by the fact that he doesn't have lamp, I guess he still hasn't found Eastern yet either. Now, unfortunately, only with only one crystal in his possession, it's still going to be a little while until he can work his way to finishing this seed.
And meanwhile, we have ACM pretty much on a mission. Really working his way through these rooms. And we know a pretty easy boss fight is waiting for him in Pod after all of this is said and done. Of course, first he has to deal with this.
Yep, just a couple rooms left in Gan's tower, and then, as you said, easy boss in Pod, and he'll be dropping down to Ganon very shortly.
Also, the first of these runners not to have to worry about using bombs to get rid of that helmet. He's going all hammer helmet sword right now. Again, I do wonder if he's forgotten that he has silvers.
I think that icon on top of the screen is silvers.
Oh yeah, he's already swapped to them, I guess.
But why? Now we've got Kohrek making his way through the Misery Mire. He still needs to find that ice rod, though.
ACM sitting on pretty low health right now. He's probably got some fairies, though, right? I didn't see if he picked up any.
I don't know if he picked any up yet. But it doesn't matter.
And it looks like we have one person has finished the race. Furaime finished at a time of 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 45 seconds. So definitely GG to Furaime for that, finishing this absolutely brutal seed.
Is GG, and ACM won't be too far behind. This will probably be at least a top 3. Alright, so let's go through pod. It still might be a top 3 though.
Really nice location for it, though, being able to just mirror at the pyramid.
Another nice thing about it is after being the boss, he'll get that full health refill. Alright, so ACM making his way to the back part of Pod, finding another one of those cannon soldiers guarding the collapsible bridge.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. We had another cannon guard. That's fun.
That's a great place for it, too.
There were a lot of enemies in that room. That was almost guaranteed death happening right there. One heart, and there were so many things flying around, I didn't even see what they all were.
I know there was those bomb dropping things. JaySee getting Argus down, getting his second crystal and his ice rod.
And for those of you who are wondering, our next race will be a bit delayed, but we'll be switching over once one of our featured runners finishes, which right now is looking most likely to be ACM. Since he is on his way to one more crystal, and then we'll be right in position to drop down into Ganon. For those who are wondering, I believe the next run is a Triforce Hunt Key Sanity.
And Enemizer.
And Enemizer.
It's a 30 out of 40 Key Sanity. I mean, 30 out of 40 Triforce Hunt. So I'm not sure if it's actually hard mode or if the piece count has been modified. Probably hard mode.
Well, it would require Customizer to make that happen. But whether or not they decided on hard mode would be up to the person who was making it.
Well, they're saying it's not hard mode, it's just modified count, so... Okay.
And ACM is on quite a mission. I don't know how any other runners in this race are doing, but it's looking pretty possible that he could be in line for second place here.
We haven't had any more finishers, and ACMLM is about to go toward his last crystal. Oh my. Oh, did those things just die to one hammer hit?
It might have been two, but yeah, they died pretty quickly.
Walk in the room and it's like, oh, that's a lot of things. Oh, wait, they all died pretty quickly. So, since ACMLM died in there, I don't think his portal is there anymore.
Would that have reset the portal? I don't actually know how that works, but I guess we'll see once he pops out.
That was a pretty quick moth fight, though, without the spikes to prevent damage.
Gotta love that obviously important shovel drop from Mothula.
He's gotta have something.
No, it looks like he still has his portal.
And here comes the big pig.
Our first Ganon fight from our featured runners, and possibly looking at a second place finish for ACM.
Oh, but the menuing nightmare continues. This is a 3 cycle on phase 2.
Yeah, and I'm just confirming now, popping open a rather big multi-twitch here, and not seeing anyone else. Oh, we've got 2 people fighting Ganon. We've got 2 people fighting Ganon right now. one other person aside from ACM, so fighting for second place right now.
Oh, we could see a fanfare snipe. Now, since this is entrance rando, you will see a more precise hint from Ganon. Did you find the silver arrows in the dam?
We did.
And we also see a triple. And ACMLM does it. ACMLM has defeated Ganon.
Get your GGs in the chat for ACM. Wild seed.
And he clocks in with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 12 seconds for a second place finish.
Yep, that is for second place. And for anyone wondering, the other runner currently fighting Ganon was Pika Pals, who's still in that Ganon fight, but it doesn't look like anyone else is on their way to that yet. So Pika Pals is definitely looking at third place right now. And I think with ACM finishing, we're going to be wrapping up so that our next race can get started. But thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully stick around for the Triforce Hunt Key Sanity that's about to start. Also thanks to Lou Dolphin and Reg for tracking our runners here.
Yes, this one trolley seat. I would hate to even imagine how to track that mess either.
I'm shocked that there were only 9 forfeits. I think it's really awesome that everyone is sticking this one out, because that was harsh.
And that's a skeleton uncle. But this was great to watch and just really crazy. As you said, we should start wrapping things up so they can start the next race.
Yeah, thank you everyone so much for being here. Hope you stick around for the next race, and we will see you later. Have a good night.
Night, everybody. Stick around for the next one if you can.